When the legendary Martin Scorsese said that Marvel movies aren't cinema, I couldn't help but side-eye his comments. Trust me, I have no problems with anyone who thinks the Marvel movies are 2 hours of non-stop torture, but it just didn't make any sense to me to say they're not cinema. In the words of Robert Downey Jr., it would be like saying that Howard Stern ain't radio. Sure, you can call him a creep, a sleazebag shock jockey, but that doesn't change what he is at the end of the day. But when I watch Super Mario Galaxy, I start to think maybe Martin Scorsese had a point. Because the Super Mario Galaxy movie is not a movie, it's a product. A 1 hour and 40-minute Nintendo commercial, devoid of any theme, artistic integrity, any unique voice. Mario's journey across the stars is not a spiritual one, it is completely and utterly financial. When you look at the Academy Awards, it's clear that some sort of bias still exists against animated movies. Across the entire history of the Academy, not a single movie animated has won Best Picture. And when you look at the cinematic history of animated films and you remember, oh yeah, there's a movie called The Incredibles and it's really that good, you'd be hard pressed to convince me that the reason they've never won is because they simply didn't deserve it. A lot of ignorant people still think that anything animated is automatically for kids and only for kids, and that's just absurd. Yeah, we could talk about adult animated films like Anomalisa to make that point, but we don't even have to. Even if you want to look at mainstream all ages animated movies, you know, the likes of Toy Story and Monsters Inc., you'd see that there is just so much substance there. It's a mistake to look at something like The Iron Giant and say it's for kids, when really it's for all ages. Yes, a movie like The Incredibles can be enjoyed as a fun romp by kids, but if you're an adult watching it, I'd argue that Bob's midlife crisis hits even harder. Toy Story and The Incredibles are not kids movies, they're family movies, cause we can all enjoy them no matter our age. A kids movie is the Super Mario Galaxy. I say this with no disrespect, but the only way to enjoy this movie is if you're, you know, somewhere around the age of 8 and under, and you get a kick out of a quick cameo or a sound effect from the Mario games, even though there's no profound reason for them to be there. I'm sorry, I take that back. I think 8 is a bit too generous of a cutoff. I would say if you're anywhere over the age of 6, you're gonna have a hard time with this movie. Cause all it is an empty, soulless 1 hour and 40-minute run of directors Aaron and Michael jingling the Nintendo keys in an effort to make you think, oh, there's that thing I love from my childhood. But I got some bad news to break to all the filmmakers out there, and I'm sorry you have to hear this, but just because your movie reminds us of something we love, it doesn't mean we're gonna love your movie. Trust me, I spent countless nights playing Mario Party, Mario Kart, and Super Mario Galaxy with my family. But I don't know, about 20 years later or so, I start to want some more meat on the bone. And there is nothing here even resembling substance. It is very common to see a movie that fails at communicating a theme effectively or executing a character arc well. But do you know just how rare it is to go to a movie that doesn't even attempt to have anything to say, which doesn't feature anything approaching thematic resonance? If you go to the movies often enough, I bet you know just how rare it is. Well, Super Mario Galaxy is that. It is a wide film, stuffed with all the characters you know, whether it's Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Peach, you name it. But it is as deep as a puddle. And to absolutely no surprise, the narrative of the film is just as empty as all the technical aspects of the craft. Outside of one cool sequence where they admittedly switch up the animation style, it's just very bland, very straightforward. And yeah, I know a lot of movies like Puss in Boots and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have been emulating the animation style style of the Spider-Verse movies, but hey, great. I would much prefer an animated movie take inspiration from the most innovative mainstream animated film in recent years than do whatever this is, which is deliver on the blandest 3D animation style imaginable. The movie is filled top to bottom with an A-list cast, but not an A-list cast of actual voice actors, but of A-list talent. And if you're one of those people who constantly criticizes Hollywood for casting A-list actors instead of getting actual talented voice actors for these films, then I urge you to always carry a copy of this movie around to anyone who says otherwise. Cause not a single actor here delivers anything resembling a compelling performance. Even Jack Black, who was arguably the highlight of the last film, is barely given anything to do here. And don't trust him to elevate the material, because like everyone else here, it's pretty clear they just showed up for the paycheck. Now that we've gotten the negative out of the way, let's get to the positive and oh wait, we've got nothing here. I mean, the most I can really say about the Super Mario Galaxy is that it's so devoid of any artistic voice, any risk, that it's unlikely to be your least favorite or favorite movie of the year. It's just there. A product that exists solely to make money and sell concessions. And for that, I'm giving this one a 3 out of 10. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for weekly TV and movie reviews. And if you've had the chance to watch this movie, let us know what you thought about it in the comments below. I'm Cinemike, and I'll see you next time.